Hey, what's up, my people? Good afternoon. This is LPZ. We're gonna do a little reaction on the Ukraine war. I did a video reaction at the beginning of the war, and I think I was one of the first ones to do reactions on the drone stuff that was happening over there. But now that everything has changed, and I mean changed in a good way for Ukraine, uh, I can definitely, well, talk about this. I don't, I'm not doing this like other reaction channels that have to, like, censor a lot of stuff because they're afraid that they're gonna be demonetized and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I do not hide anything of that. Why? Here is the reason. Because I do this as my hobby. What I really do is music videos, movies. Sometimes I'm a gaffer, sometimes I'm a grip. It all depends. Sometimes I'm a AC. I do everything and anything with cinematography. And I did go to a trade school, but for 1 year, and it was back then when social media was not around. Internet was barely like hitting the computers. I learned to edit on old software, and why I got interested in it, it was because of TV. Actually, when I watched TV, I was like, "Oh, what's behind all that? How do you create it?" That's why I got into a trade school and went into video production. I did not graduate, but I did learn a lot. And now that social media is back, well, I am now a small production company. And I was like, you know what? I need to do an update on the Ukraine-Russo war. Why? Because I did one video. It didn't have that big, big bunch of numbers, on on views, but it had a quite a good, like, 1.2K, I think. So here's uh, a new video reacting to the counter offensive of Ukraine on Russia, which it's incredible what Ukraine has done. They have gained more ground than Russia has in these 3 years that they decided on. What was it? Ooh, what was it? July 25th or February 25th? I don't remember, but when it started. And in what, 2 weeks, Ukraine advanced more than Russia, and it went into Russian territory, which Russia did not expect. They were like, remember at first it was, oh, we're gonna take Ukraine in 3 days, and it's been 3 years. I think he forgot the word. Uh, he confused the words days into years because it's been 3 years, and they're falling down, and it's not Ukraine. But here's some footage of how they invaded Kursk, Russian territory. So, okay, yeah, Russia took land from Ukraine, but Ukraine is taking land from Russia now. So it's weird, but they played a very good move on them. Like they always say in the history books, war is like a chess game, and they pulled it. And if you tell me what kind of move they did, they played the horse. They moved the cavalry with those Bradleys very well. They used everything they had very well. I saw a video on how they used everything that they have, the supplies that they have themselves, Ukraine, and the stuff they got from NATO. So first, they used like a, when I say they use their horse piece on a chess game, is because if you play chess, it the horse moves on a nail, so it goes boom boom. So what Ukraine did is they went forward into the Kurshkan region or settlement. I don't know how they call them, but it seemed like they were going straight, but on the side they were sneaking up. They went, so they had a group going battling up front. They were constant. The Russian soldiers were concentrated on those, while the others went through the side and attacked through the. They went. They attacked through the back and through the other side. They didn't even know that they were being surrounded through the side because they were so concentrated on fighting on the people coming forward to them that they thought, oh, they're just coming forward. They never thought that they had people moving around towards the sides. So they did it like this. This is how I saw it. They took, I think, three tanks, a couple of Bradleys, FPVs, and and infantry. So first they sent the tanks. So when they sent the tanks, oh, and they sent a mine clean a mine sweeper. So that cleared the area for them, so they could cross with the tanks, Bradleys, and everything. And when that happened, on the other side, they were just flanking them. And when they flanked them, they were using FPVs to attack from the side, from the left side, and then from the back, and then from the right side. So they were surrounded at the end of the battle. They were surrounded, um, and then after the FPVs, infantry got there, they dismounted, started shooting mortars and more FPVs as the Bradleys were covering them, and got out of there quick, because that's what they're for, but they use them for other stuff. And when that happened, they uh, did a good job in, uh, you know, uh, getting the Russians out of there. And I mean, when I mean getting the Russians out of there, I mean out of out of out of the out of the world, you know, you know what I mean. So the rest surrendered, and they started taking the Russian flags off and everything, and putting Ukraine flags up. So now we're gonna see what the offensive looked like. All right, my people. So let's do this. Let's do this, my people. All right, cool. So this is Russian territory. And then they destroyed and completed a bridge. Right? See all the infantry. what 50 or more people, stuff like that. I think this is footage of a bunker of a nuclear bunker they had. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. Let's see the footage of Russia bombing Kherson, and what is it? Oh, hold on. Let's see if Russia bombing is it was and one Ukrainian was saying that when they first got him, they were like doubting them because they had never used Western military equipment, and they said that when they got into the first uh, uh, fight, that the bullets started like
Т-90, блядь.
and then when the lines acted on our
Сука,
position,
пидорки,
they
блядь.
never acted
А
on
вот
that,
это
and then they
высыпалось
still
тем,
worked,
что... Мгм.
and then they got some hits themselves too, and they got out of there. And when they got back, they examined the bracket, and they were like, "Wow, we can just fix this
Охуеть,
up.
бля.
The important thing is we're alive." And they just built like wings on the bracket, to build the wing and get the ship out there. It's a strike missile. Yeah, but it's a BMP. So this like the Soviet. We could call it the Soviet Bradley, and they went against one of those, but the Bradley has that 25 millimeter uh turret gun, which destroyed a T-90 tank, and it destroyed this one. I mean, the bullets went in like butter. They went face to face like that, and when they went, they were like playing chicken, and when they were getting close, this tank veered off to the left because I guess when they hit it, the people inside were already sleeping, and it just rolled into some plants and kaboom because of all the stuff that it had in there. So yeah, that's the competition for the Bradley, and it has nothing against the Bradley. It's no match for the Bradley.
Правильно, Сережа,
В стороне Усолья
да? Ну, падает реально.
самолет падает. Где-то. Самолет падает, вот он там. Возле поселка прямо.
Got shot down in Russian territory.
Иди маме скажи.
Didn't even see that it escalated.
Лиза! А?
Взрыв был. О, сука. Я кусок. Как раз волна нам. Да. И кто рядом будет. Там закачка. Ну. Тихо.
They have good counters. It's
Чуть твои ноги сосали.
very easy for Russia. Down the next.
Теплом пойду ударил так в щеку.
The rule is if one shoots, the other one too. So yeah, my people. Uh,
We don't have any McCain Republicans in here.
so yeah, that's what's going on the Ukraine counter-offensive. I hope you liked the video. I'm gonna try and do a little bit more of these. Um, Later on, I'm gonna do a Spanish version because I like to do one in English and one in Spanish. But yeah, my people, remember, there's a lot of things going on around this world nowadays. It's it's sad, but it's true, and there's a lot of people that are getting like hurt because of this. A lot of young men don't want to go to war, don't want to fight. They got lives to live. I mean, most of the Ukrainian people have to do it because they're not as big as Russia, so they have no option. But in Russia, they're forcing their young people to go. They don't even train them. They just give them the equipment, tell them how to hold a gun. That's not a gun. It's just a wooden like AK, you know, uh, and they just teach them like that. They're just it's a mess in the Russian military right now. But Ukraine is looking more and more like a professional army. Why? Because they have NATO. They're teaching them good tactics, good skills, and with this counteroffensive, it showed that what? At first, it was iffy because they destroyed a couple of Abram tanks, some Bradleys, but now We're not losing none of those, and none of those matter because they're old variant uh, vehicles and not the HIMARS. And the HIMARS, they have not destroyed not even one because they're so fast and just getting where they need to. It's a three-man crew. It's the driver, the commander, and the one that launches the rockets. So it's shoot and scoot. So they go boom park where they need to, get the coordinates, boom shoot him, and they bounce out. So it's a shoot and forget. So they shoot and they leave because they don't have to keep a visual or anything. They just need the coordinates, and they leave. And those are so precise. They've done a lot of difference in this war. So yeah, my people, that's a little bit of what's going on in this Ukraine-Russo war. I am glad that Ukraine is gaining some land back from what they took. They're even, I think they're close to taking the biggest nuclear plant in Europe, which was in Ukraine. But what Russia did is they lit it on fire, to cause uh, havoc, in case of something, if something goes wrong, they're just gonna let it burn and have a nuclear disaster. But with that, there's a lot of consequences for Russia, so they need to be careful on what they do, as well as Ukraine, because there's a lot of things that we like. There's rules to war, believe it or not. There's rules to war. That's why a lot of Russians are surrendering, and those are bargaining ships because they could get some of their soldiers back if they return Russian soldiers back, especially generals or sergeants, because it's weird how they have their system over there. They don't have commanders or sergeants. The chain of command is very different and it's messed up. It's not as well and as organized as NATO standards, So yeah, that has to do a lot with it. Well, my people, that's a little bit of my live. It has been a while since I did a live. I decided to do it on my editing computer, so that's why you see that's it. My background's a little bit different, but yeah. Um, what else I was gonna tell you? Oh yeah, I'm looking forward for the new DJI FPV drone that I'm gonna get because I need that drone to get that kind of footage. And I have drones, that, so I have my drones, but they're not FPV drones. The FPV drones are like the drones that they're using right here in Ukraine, and they attach a RPG warhead and boom, it explodes. But for me, it's the DJI. I don't know. It's like the Avatar 2, I think, but smaller, and it goes really fast. And I'm gonna get nice footage. I could follow racing cars and stuff like that really fast. Cause with my other drone, I can do that, but not like FPV droning. So yeah, I'm gonna get into FPV droning, my people. Plus, I got a lot of stuff, a lot of projects, a lot of good stuff coming. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You'll be seeing more lives now. And see you later, my peoples. Have a good one. Enjoy your day. And that was just a little reaction of the counteroffensive of Ukraine in Russian territory already. So see you later, my people. I hope you have a good one. And we're out.